Welcome to Subramani. This waiting to invest in the market is one of the most amazing things that I see people do. So right now maybe people are waiting for more clarification on the US election, which means waiting for the result to see who wins, and or waiting for clarification from the Reliance management on Mr. Mukesh Ambani's health. And I do not know why somebody would keep waiting for some things like this, because let's look at it this way. Reliance was not very long ago at 2200, right? Then it fell, and you had thought that at 2200 it was a good buy. Yesterday it was available at 1900, and at 1900 you did not think it is worthwhile, even though all your research showed that it was a good buy at 2200. Then you bought at 1900, or you said no, let me wait for some more time, and then you said, oh, I got rewarded because it's already come to 1880 or 1885 or something like that. So you said, oh, I'm very smart, now I should buy, and then you said no, let me just wait, maybe tomorrow will fall by another 9% or 10%. Now this is a perennial wait. Let's look at it this way. Suppose you wait and the price actually goes to 1800 and you don't buy. Then the market, then it starts going up, it goes up to 2200. Will you buy now? The answer is almost impossible for you to buy at 2200, because you will never admit to yourself that you had made a mistake. Right? Admitting your own mistakes is the toughest thing. Even excusing others is easier than admitting to yourself that you made a mistake of waiting. So you did not buy at 2200, which your research showed. Then when it came to 1900, you thought it was a good buy, but you didn't buy. Then it went to 1875, you didn't buy. Then it went to 1800, you didn't buy. And then when it is at 2200, you have tons of regrets saying, oh, I should have bought. Let's look at it this way. In your total portfolio, Reliance must be a small portion. Let's say it is 5% of the portfolio, which is big, right? Very rarely would people go to 5% of their portfolio also, and sizing we will talk about separately. So maybe you got 200 shares or 300 shares of Reliance, or maybe you have nothing and you're just trying to buy some. Now, why can't you buy 50 shares at 1900 and then say, okay, if it goes down further, I'll buy more. So it goes down to 1800, you buy another 50, or at 1825 you buy another 50, then at 1800 you buy another 50. So you would have bought 150 out of the 200 shares that you wanted to buy, or 150 out of the 500 shares that you wanted to buy. So you might as well wait and buy it slowly, right? Instead of saying, I will buy everything at the bottom. Have you looked at your own portfolio? Have you seen your past performance? Have you been able to catch the bottom and top in any share? And if yes, have you been able to repeat it? Occasionally it will happen. In my 40 years of investing, I'm sure I must have caught some bottoms and some tops. But that is just because I've been buying at various prices. So there are shares which I buy at 30 rupees, then buy it all the way right up to 120 rupees because I've not finished my buying. And then I start selling at maybe 200 and finish selling at 250, right? I've sold on my way up, I've sold on the way down, I've bought on the way up, I have bought on the way down. I've done everything. It is not that you have some one particular strategy or something, but waiting to buy, waiting for the US elections. Let's say the US elections are over, the results are announced, and the US market goes up dramatically. But in India, the markets don't go up because the market, just doesn't go up. What will you do? Will you buy? Will you sell? Will you say, oh, I will put more money in US funds? Strategies can't change just with market prices. Yes, of course, prices are important. You cannot keep buying at some price and then you have regrets that you bought it, paid too much. More importantly, people should stop looking at the Sensex, because most mutual funds will talk about the Sensex. You are not investing in the Sensex. You are investing in a fund which is perhaps nothing to do with the Sensex, right? It may be a mid-cap fund, it may be a small-cap fund, or it may be a multi-cap fund, whatever, or even a hybrid fund. You are investing in that fund. You are interested in knowing what is that fund doing, whether that fund will help you achieve your goals. Please, for heaven's sake, don't think that you have to outperform the market and things like that. Those stupid concepts are for fund managers, because they're very insecure about their own performance. So every day they keep looking at how are the others performing, right? You don't have to do that. You have to just run your own race. In your race, are you creating enough wealth for your requirement? Are you creating enough wealth for your future generation? Are you creating an heirloom? Or are you creating enough money for your own requirements? Whatever be your requirements, are you doing well as per that? Is your asset allocation enough to, is your asset allocation smart enough to let you sleep at night? For example, I have a very aggressive portfolio. I have 90% in equity oriented instruments, and according to my age I should have only about 30% in equity, or maybe 40% in equity. All the others should be in debt. I don't have it that way. I know what I am doing. I am comfortable with the volatility, so therefore I am doing this. So my asset allocation should give me happiness. The way I buy should be enough for me to get a good return that I need, not what the index is doing. On a day when Reliance is down but HDFC, Infosys and TCS are up, the index may actually be up or down, whatever, or maybe just on par, but Reliance is down. Maybe that's a good day to be buying Reliance, and maybe a good day to be selling HDFC. If you think somebody is playing the Nifty and the Bank Nifty and the markets, so that's fine. You take a contrarian view, but more importantly, look at your portfolio, see what other shares you need to buy, do your own research, and if you think a share is worth buying at a particular price, don't wait for a particular event. That event is going to hit the market. Trump's winning might create more of a bull run in US, but remember, it could also happen that the market falls, because the market will say, oh, we knew Trump was coming, so buy on rumors and sell on news, right? That kind of a thing could happen. What would you do if you are waiting for the election results to be announced, and let us say the results are announced and the market falls further? Will you buy? Answer is no. You will wait for the further fall. What happens if the market goes up 10%? Will you buy? No, because you will never admit to yourself that what went, your calculation was wrong and the market has gone up. So you will never be able to do that. So continue your systematic investing. Buy when you think that prices are attractive as per your own research, or based on some research report that you buy, or some advisor. So, and buy a minimum, try nibbling. If you think the whole market is overpriced, stay out of the market. All that is possible, but don't get carried away by what is happening to the index. Don't get carried away by the US elections or some promoter's health or things like that. You go, look at the results. You don't like the results, you think there is a cash flow problem, you think the company has not been managing the cash well, or the market share is falling for whatever reasons. Based on that, you take a decision, not on some extremely far away factors like whether Biden wins or Trump wins, or how is one promoter's health. Don't base yourself on that. And even if you base yourself on that, don't wait to buy all the shares at a particular price. Keep buying on the way down or on the way up. Keep selling on the way up, on the way down. Everything is possible. So when you are looking at your portfolio, please don't look at the Sensex or Nifty and get confused. It has nothing to do with your portfolio. Fund managers need something to compare with, and they will keep comparing. You do not need to do any of such stuff. Thank you.